Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? Chuck here, and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. I promise you I'm not dead. This is me, I'm alive. I just got married, that's what that is right there. And I've been playing Pokemon Go religiously, like literally as much as I was when the game first came out. However, all I've been doing is driving from raid to raid and grinding XP to get to level 40, and the occasional shiny checking. I did, however, stumble across a pretty cool Pokemon yesterday. Boom! So despite the fact that this KYOGRE has pretty awful IVs, it does have a 13 attack stat, so we're gonna be powering this one up in addition to like, let me count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 53-ish Pokemon maybe? I've also got this bad boy. So we've got a little over 2.3 million Stardust that we're going to be spending right now. Now I've been hoarding it for probably like 6 months, and today is the day we're gonna spend it. Starmie, not too shabby, but I don't have any Pokeballs because I've been discarding them to save up my revives, which I never get from raids, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But we're gonna kick it off with Salamence, who's a 98% IVs, the second best dragon type in the game. Maybe third to Dragonite, Ladia. Definitely second to Rayquaza at least. So Rayquaza we're gonna be powering up despite the fact that my Rayquaza is not very good. But let's start with our Salamence. And look at that, we just completed the research task. So let's go ahead and check that real quick. If we get a shiny, that's just, I don't even know what we can get from it, honestly. Oh, and I have no Pokeballs, so never mind. Now, probably 2 more power-ups, get it up around 3,300, and then call it quits on the Salamence. But it is taking a lot of Stardust just to power this one up a couple times. So 1 more power-up, and we will be done with it. Oh, we gotta get over 3,300. We just have to do it. 3,319 on our Salamence. Now, again, I apologize for not making videos. Really, all I've been doing, to be completely honest, is driving from raid to raid, occasionally walking. It was 96 degrees out yesterday, which means bringing this camera outside, it'll overheat. So we're inside in the safe air-conditioned temperature so we can record this video. We've got a perfect Tyranitar. That'll be our next one. It's got Bite and Crunch, which makes it obviously the best dark type attacker in the game, so we're gonna power this bad boy up as well, just to prove that it's perfect, because some of you out there are probably like, you're making that. It's perfect. Now, what kind of bothers me currently about Pokemon Go is that with raiding in the game and legendaries constantly rotating, well, not constantly, but every once in a while, you're really only using 5 or 6 different Pokemon and like 2 or 3 different types of Pokemon at any given time, which makes a lot of Pokemon like this Tyranitar right here kind of useless for the time being, which is sad because it's a perfect Tyranitar. Okay, so we're gonna stop it at 3513. Now I could max it out. I got enough candy, enough Stardust, but I really don't think it's worth the Stardust investment at this point. Groudon! Now, you'll notice while we're doing this that a lot of my Pokemon are fainted because I've been raiding a lot of KYOGRE, and for some reason, Niantic decides that they don't want to hand out any more revives. So thank you for that, Niantic. I've spent probably $30 on revive. Yeah, it's getting bad. So this is my only Groudon. I'm sure they'll bring it back, so I'm sure there's some people who are like, yo, why wouldn't you wait for one with better than 99.99999? No, I'm gonna stop there. 100% of people would not be able to tell the difference between a perfect Groudon and a 93% Groudon. I believe it's got a 15 attack too, HP. So it's probably got a 13 or 14 attack. Still, most people can't tell the difference, especially once you get it up around level 35, 36. There's literally no discernible difference between that and a perfect one. Now, one thing maybe I should be saving my Groudon candy for is a shiny, which given the sequence of events, we're probably going to get shiny Groudon either after KYOGRE or after Rayquaza. But we are out of Groudon candy, so let's leave it there. 3467, not too shabby. Next up, we got the Raikou pair. Both of them around 2760, both with perfect attack, 98%, 96%. We're gonna power them up. I have a ton of Raikou candy, and you're probably wondering why. Well, way back in the day when Raikou first came out, I decided that I was going to dump all of my rare candy extras into Raikou. It was like 200. Kind of a mistake, but still not that bad of a choice given the fact that Raikou is the best collector type in the game. All right, 1 more power up, and then we're facing very, very, very diminishing returns with each additional power up. 9,000 Stardust, 12 candy to power it up, and probably get no noticeable damage increase. So we're gonna stop there. 3197, we're gonna power this one up to Probably a very similar CP, might be a little bit lower. And because I'm an idiot, I powered it up one more time than I wanted to. So now, because I want this one to be higher, we're gonna power up the other Raikou, and they're both over 3,200. Beautiful. You're probably wondering, Chuck, why would you ever waste Stardust on a Snorlax? Well, Snorlax and Blissey are my go-to gym defenders, as they probably are for you, or for a lot of you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get it up around 3,000 and then stop and then move on to, maybe we'll do Kyogre next. Okay, our Snorlax is officially over 3,000. Beautiful. Ho-Oh, I don't know that it's worth it. I really don't know that it's worth it. Maybe a couple power-ups to get it up to level 30 and then we'll stop or something. Okay, we'll stop right there. For those wondering, no, I did not get a shiny Ho-Oh. No, I also did not get a shiny Lugia. One more power-up. It's addicting. Ho-Oh is 3183. Look at all these 3,000 plus Pokemon. This Blissey, I suppose. Let's get this bad girl up a little bit. But we have that dilemma where I've got my perfect Gyarados. I've got an 89 Kyogre with 15 attack and a shiny Kyogre with 13 attack. But I also, if I scroll down far enough, 2 perfect Vaporeons, which is really tempting to power up, but Kyogre is so pretty. All right, so here we go. We're gonna power this bad boy up, and I know for a fact I'm probably gonna catch another shiny Kyogre, which makes me a little bit, this might be a mistake. I might not want to do this.
12 seconds later.
2,600, perfect round number. We'll stop right there. God, it's pretty. Okay, Rayquaza, I've got an 82%. It's my only one. I'm sure they're gonna re-release it. And for the time being, I don't really think I need any Rayquaza. So for now, we're gonna skip it. I'm sure I'll need it in the future. I don't know what to do. Let's power the Executor up just a tiny bit. We still have 1.7 million Stardust to spend, so this is getting a little bit ridiculous. I didn't think I was gonna have enough to power up even like my top legendaries, but as you can see, I did that pretty well. We're gonna have some leftover Stardust, which is nice. I probably shouldn't spend it all, but I think I probably will. So we're gonna power up the Alolan Executor, which Bullet Seed, Solar Beam. I believe the IVs on this one are 91 or 93. I've got a Mewtwo with 15 attack, but the rest of the IVs on it are not very good. But like every other legendary in the game, really all you should care about is attack. So I might be powering that one up. But it's kind of in the same situation as Rayquaza right now, where I don't really need to use it. Now, because Kyogre is the legendary to be raiding right now, the only legendary, grass types will kind of take priority right now, while we have a ton of Stardust left to spend. A little bit under 1.7 million, we're gonna stop right there. See, I've got a lot of Pokemon down here and some shinies. I've got a shiny Kabutops, shiny Charizard I wanna level up, and shiny Venusaur. All right, that's it. I know Dragonite is not the best dragon type in the game, but it still, as a perfect one, it kind of is just begging to be powered up all the way and potentially maxed out. We're gonna spend quite a bit of Stardust on this bad boy. It's up to exactly 3,300 CP, approaching probably level 35-ish. So at that point, we're just gonna stop. Makes it probably my second best Dragonite, I think. Yeah, second to my 89%, but obviously the 100 is cooler. So we got it up there, and I think we're going to do our Machamp next, which has some room for probably about 6 to 8 power-ups to get it up around level 35. So we're gonna do that. By the way, just a quick refresher, because I'm sure there are people out there who are wondering why I'm not bothering to max out these Pokemon. It's perfect, you've got the Stardust, you've got the candy, why wouldn't you do it? Well, when you get to the very end of powering up a Pokemon and you're at level 37, 38, at that point, they're not dealing any more damage by powering them up again and giving them a slightly higher CP. But you are spending a very valuable resource in the game, Stardust, to get a tiny boost in stats. So it's really not worth it. Once you get up around 38, the breakpoint for most Pokemon is about 38, some are even lower. Depending on the IVs. So for Machamp, we're gonna stop right here because 9,000 Stardust is 2 or 3, maybe even 4 power-ups for some of these other Pokemon that are a little bit lower. The perfect Gyarados is tempting as well to power up, but we're gonna leave that one. Alakazam, I'm actually probably gonna power it up twice. That's all I have for Abercandy. Whenever I label Pokemon attack, that just means it's got a perfect attack stat, so those are the ones that I tend to keep. Mewtwo's got a perfect attack, and that's tempting, but I think we'll probably actually go down here. All right, next up, we're actually going to power up this Vileplume, which for a lot of people is kind of a stupid move, but one of the best grass type attackers, well, actually probably now it's down to like maybe top 10. But good IVs. I love to use my Violet Plume. I know some people probably just transferred theirs right away, but I think it's dope, so I'm gonna power it up. I also don't have very many candies, so I'm not gonna waste a ton of, ooh, wait. I've got 100 candies. Let's stop here. All right, next up, we've got a pair of Latios. I believe both have perfect attack stat. Neither of them have perfect attack stat, okay. We only have 12 candies, so we're gonna power each of them up 3 times, I believe. Maybe twice? Latios is honestly probably like in a 3-way tie with Dragonite and Salamence as the next best Dragon type attackers, or definitely all pretty close. We also have, God, this is tough. All right, next up, we're gonna be powering up this perfect Gyarados. Now I know, Kyogre is at level 30, probably a better attacker than a maxed out perfect Gyarados, but it's still a perfect Gyarados, and I want this one to be my pride and joy. So we're gonna get this one up to around 3,000 and then stop. We're not gonna max it out. But it is worth, in my opinion, powering up a couple times. 2953 seems like a good stopping point. This other Machamp, this 98% IVs Machamp, getting this one up around level 30, I think is definitely worth the investment. I've got a perfect one, which is up around 2,600. So let's try and duplicate that, get this one up in that area. There should really be an option, by the way, to power up a Pokemon multiple times at one time, as opposed to having to click, once, click, once. Now, I know there used to be the double tap glitch where you could power it up twice at one time, but it should give you the option. It should pop up and let you scroll and power it up like 8 times at once and give you the amount of candy and Stardust it'll cost. So, Niantic, if you're listening, which you're not, please, in the future, it'd be nice. And 2,510. Okay. Stop at the Machamp. We're at 1.3 million Stardust, so we've spent not even half, and we have gotten so many Pokemon up into basically their prime range. We're gonna trade in some of our, ooh, wait, Shiny Groudon might be coming. We're gonna save it, but wait, Shiny Groudon's ugly. I have a dilemma. We're gonna wait. Salamence, you know what, Salamence, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get you all the way up there, okay? I think we got probably 3 more power-ups left with how much candy we have. You're worth it to me, baby. You are worth it to me, baby girl. And that was the last one, 3419, so we still have like 4 more power-ups to do with this bad boy until it's maxed out. Okay, you know what, Kyogre, I love you. I may get another shiny, I may not, but while I have the Stardust, I'm gonna spend it on you. Nobody's gonna know at a certain point that this only has a 13 attack stat. Nobody's gonna know that it only has 74% IVs. You know why, Kyogre? Because you're beautiful. And Kyogre will, for perhaps the duration of Pokemon Go, I'm not familiar with the later generations of Pokemon, but Kyogre will definitely be the best water type attacker for the time being and for at least the near future. Over 3052, let's get it. We could probably get it up around 3,500 if I'm really feeling it. I'm kind of really feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling this. Kyogre, I'm feeling you. So at this point, Kyogre is absolutely my best water type attacker. 3,500 plus CP. We're gonna stop there. Wait, what just happened? What just happened? I'm sitting here deciding what. I just got an EX raid pass. I don't know if you saw the notification pop up, but I swiped it off right away. Let's go, baby! I can't believe I just dismissed the notification as was happening, but I'm sitting here and let's go, baby! Okay, so hold on. Now we're not gonna be powering up our Mewtwo, and you're probably wondering, well, Chuck, you've got 2 of them, but the other one's in Wisconsin tomorrow, and I'm in Colorado, so I'm probably not gonna get that Mewtwo tomorrow. So we're probably not, I can't believe that just happened. That literally just happened, and I swiped it away as it was happening. 5 minutes ago, apparently, is when I got the invite. That is, okay, now what shall we power up? Entei, let's do it. Now, the toughest decision right now when you have a bunch of Stardust and you've got enough candy to power up your best or favorite Pokemon is whether or not you're going to encounter a shiny version of them in the future. Which is kind of shitty because you shouldn't really have to consider that. You should know if they're gonna come out. But the way Niantic operates is they might drop a shiny for every legendary today and release 7 different raids. You really just have no idea. So you kind of either have to wait and get disappointed or spend it now and then get disappointed. So we're gonna spend it now and get disappointed. We're gonna get our Entei up to about 2,500. I can't believe I just got another EX raid pass. Let's go. Kabutops is almost useless in this game. Like very, very, very close to being useless, but I don't want to have an under 1000 CP Kabutops that's shiny because that just kind of makes me sad. So we'll power it up twice and now it's over 1000 and we're done. Kabutops, I'll probably never use you. I might throw you in gyms and that's about it. Charizard, same with you. I feel bad that you're so low, but I've got two perfect one of yous. Two perfect ones of you. Whatever it is. I have two perfect Charizards. Unfortunately, those two are not shiny, but this one is, so I like this one more. All right, 1300 seems like a good stopping point for this one. Good. Thank you, Charizard. You're beautiful. Speaking of shiny Pokemon, we are going to power up our Venusaur with a perfect attack stat. I don't know that the rest of the IVs are very good on it, but nobody can tell. As long as I don't show you the appraisal, nobody will know. I think it's somewhere around like 82 or something. But again, perfect attack, nobody will ever notice. But definitely a good go-to grass Pokemon for all these Kyogres that we're outrating. Let's get it up around 2200 and then stop. The thing is though, with Venusaur, what's good is I know I'll probably never catch a better shiny Bulbasaur. So this one's a safe bet that I'll never have to use a bunch of Bulbasaur candy in the future. So unless there's a Mega, if they bring Mega, Niantic, please just tell us what you're doing. But Mega Evolutions are probably way in the future, so I probably don't need to worry about them yet. But at 2254, I like that. You're looking beautiful, Venusaur. You are looking beautiful. How about Zapdos next? Now, this one, we don't have a ton of Zapdos candy, and to be completely honest, I don't think it's worth using any rare candy on it, so just a couple power-ups. I think we're gonna stop at that beautiful 2222 even number because there's probably a lot of people with OCD out there who are like, Chuck, if you do it one more time, you're gonna hurt me. I'm not going to do it. Blaziken's a good one to power up because it's probably a top 3 fighting Pokemon in the game behind Machamp, and it might be number 2. It might be the number 2 fighting Pokemon in the game. I honestly am not sure, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but probably still worth powering up if you have a good one and you got a bunch of candy. Okay, so we already showed some love to the other grass type attackers, the better ones in the game, Venusaur, Vileplume. We didn't really touch our Victory Bell. However, and Executor, we are going to power up this bad boy 93%. Not sure if it's attack, HP and attack. Oh, it's certainly impressed. So I think it's 14. Still good though. We're gonna power this one up a little bit because we have plenty of Trico candy. So if you're like me and you hoard things and you like to spend them all at once just for fun, don't power most of them up past level 35. At that point, again, you are spending so much Stardust for so little benefit that it really isn't worth it. So a good way to check that without having to like screenshot it and put it in an IV checker. Once you get your Pokemon past 5,000 Stardust per power up, you're probably looking at very, very, very quickly diminishing returns on each power up, which means what I just said. You're not getting much benefit, but you're spending a lot of Stardust. So think about it like this. The next one's probably gonna be what, 5,000 Stardust to power up? 4,500. That's a lot of catches. Do you want to go catch 30 Pokemon to power up a Pokemon you may never use once? No, I don't. So we're going to stop with our Sceptile right there. Holy macaroni! We have a Lotad. Okay, I am very sorry. My camera just overheated. However, I bought Pokeballs because there's a wild Lotad and the wild Starmie that was here. And that's only my second Lotad, so I figured it was worth a catch. By the way, in case you're curious, we are less than 2.2 million XP away from level 40. I know, pretty pathetic. I'm not there yet. However, I wasn't playing a lot during the previous double XP events, which I definitely should have been. Okie dokie, what do we want to spend our last 884,000 Stardust on? I'm not really sure. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do with some of the remaining Stardust is power up one of our other golems. We got 196% that's pretty high up there, I think like level 37, 38, but I've got a ton of Geodude candy. This is another really good one, and Golem remains one of, if not the best rock type Pokemon in the game. However, right now it doesn't serve much of a purpose given the fact that the main raid boss is KYOGRE, and that's water and rock and what. They don't get along very well. But I do think in the future having multiple high level golems will definitely come in handy. So we're gonna power this one up to at least probably 22, 2300. Pro tip, if you ever have a bunch of fainted Pokemon like I just did right there, power them up once. If you've got the extra Stardust and candies, power it up once. If it boosts its HP by 1, you no longer have to use Revive, you can just use potions. The odds of me ever finding anything better than my 96 and my 98% Raikous are probably not very high. Without a doubt, the best electric attackers in the game, so worth your Stardust if you have it, although I am now out of Raikou candies. So we got our 2 that are up around 3,300. Okay, this is really stupid, but because I don't have a Pokemon over 4,000 CP, I kind of want to see if I can get this one. I don't know that this is even... Kyogre's max CP is 4074. Now, given the fact that this one has such terrible IVs, I don't know that it'll be possible to get it up to over 4,000, but we're gonna try. So I probably should have checked this earlier. Max CP for this Kyogre is 3956. So I'm an idiot, but I still want a Pokemon over 4,000 CP. Okay, so it turns out our Groudon has the potential to have over 4,000 CP. So I just wasted a lot of rare candies on Kyogre. So I apologize to everybody out there who's very sensitive about their rare candies. But this Groudon is going to be our first ever 4,000 plus CP Pokemon. Now, had I powered up my other Kyogre at 93%, it definitely would have been over 4,000. And we ran into another issue. I am out of rare candies and don't have enough to max this Groudon out. I did not do this very well, but it's okay. We have 2 new best Pokemon and one of them is a shiny. And nobody has to know that its IVs are terrible, right? Okay, don't tell anybody. Despite the fact that earlier in this video, like 10 times I said don't do it because it's not worth it, we're gonna do it. We're gonna spend, how much stars do we have left? 585,000. We're gonna max this bad boy out, okay? Because I wanna say I've got a perfect maxed out Tyranitar. And just like that, 3670, perfect Tyranitar. I've never actually maxed out a Pokemon in this game, which is kind of sad, but then your option to power it up again goes away. But we have a 3670, that is gorgeous. Okay, one other Pokemon that might be worth perfecting and maxing out, Machamp. 2827, I believe we have 3 more power-ups and then we are absolutely maxed out. Can it get over 2,900? Oh, I don't think it can. A little bit short of 2,900. 1 more power-up and we have a perfect maxed out Machamp. And just like that, 2889, perfecto. With the remaining less than 500,000 Stardust that we have left, we're gonna spread the wealth around a tad bit. Alolan Executor, one of the best grass type attackers in the game and probably one of the coolest Pokemon in the game. We're gonna show it some love. 2750, I think 1 more power up is enough for that one. 1 more power up, sweet. 2572, we already maxed out the other Machamp, but this one being 98% is literally the next best thing. Shiny Venusaur, I got a lot of candy. It's got a perfect attack stat. It's shiny, let's do it. Get that bad boy over 2,300 and we will stop there because we are now under 400,000 Stardust left. You know what sounds pretty cool though? A perfect maxed out Dragonite. I need 3 more candy. I don't have 3 more candy. We are 1 power up away from maxing it out. You know what else wants to be maxed out? My 98% Lugia. This is actually the one that I got from GoFest. I never found myself a shiny Lugia from this the last release. So this one kind of has a special place in my collection. So we'll power this one up 1 more time and max it out. 3581, 98% is good enough for me. Let's be real. I have 21 Zapdos candy left, so we are going to spend the rest of those, and that'll probably bring us down to around 250,000 Stardust. Now, once you get to the end of it, like I've powered up basically everything that I set out to power up. Powering up a Zapdos is a decent choice, I suppose. But if you have a bunch of Raikou that you can power up instead of it, definitely a better option. Shiny Venusaur, perfect attack, 2,400 plus CP, good. Okay, I apologize, my camera shut off twice in one video because this video is so ridiculously long. We spent over 2 million Stardust today. We have a little bit less than 200,000 left. But I'm really out of Pokemon that I want to power up. I almost maxed out Kyogre, Groudon, I maxed out my Lugia, perfect Dragonite, almost. Perfect Machamp is completely powered up. Perfect Tyranitar is powered up all the way. Raikous are powered up. I'm in pretty good shape. We now have 18 Pokemon over 3,000 CP. So I think we did a pretty good job today, but I'm gonna save the rest of my Stardust. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all. If you are new here, make sure you sub it up. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Love y'all. Take it easy.